Buck at it! Blessings and beatitude. Here this afternoon, I have a few news items I want to speak on, and trust me when I say you don't want to miss that, so stick around for the details right after the intro. And remember, if you're new to the channel, if it is your first time over here, please I'm asking you to subscribe. Plus, click the notification bell, and while doing so, select option all, so that way you'll be first in line to be notified about each and every activities on our channel. And also remember to give this video a like for YouTube algorithm. Blessings and more beatitude. Buck at it! The Ministry of National Security is saying that the government of Jamaica is devoted to tackling crime and violence that has been threatening the lives and livelihoods of our hard-working Jamaican people. So please be mindful of the fact that if you are aware of any criminal activities taking place in and around your community, they implore you to call Crime Stop at 311 because information can and it will save lives. And I think it is full time for us as Jamaicans to see that each and everything that has been associated with anything unlawful has no form of longevity. It has some of the most brisk expiration date that will always be override by the static rules and laws of a country. Whether it is set with a deterrent aim or want to cannibalize an organization that poses a threat to society, the aristocrats will not have it. I'm talking specifically to all inner city youths that has a stigma of violence attached to your surrounding as it relates to your residency, where you reside in whichever inner city you're living. We have seen in recent times that these subtractors are taking their activities all over Jamaica. Either they're trying to elude prosecution or they're carrying out regular duties. And for them, regularities are to ensure that good law-abiding citizens remain uncomfortable. So it seems as if the national security would want to run with this tagline that says give up the guns. And I would want to assume that with such a title, the definition can be easily figured out by each and everyone with simple common sense to know that the aim of the government or what they're trying to say is that they need to get all illegal tools off the street. And even though that is a good thing, we have heard several utterances like these coming from both the JLP and the PMP. But at times, it seems as if they take us for a fool. Because as soon as the criminals gave it a break, the government also took the credit for that, saying their strategies are working, when the truth is the problem only migrate to another parish. They relocate or gone to cool out from their regular routine as to when they will resume atrocities and start creating havoc again. So the people need to know the difference and start holding them accountable for their failures, because a solution or solutions are always there to address whatever issue or issues our country is facing. But it also seems as if they don't want to correct the problem because it is beneficial to them. Maybe it is not visible to everyone, so whether you want to believe it yes or no, personally, they are reaping benefits to the detriment of the country because the country is stuck in reverse instead of going forward, and these leaders don't really care as long as their pockets are overloaded. I'm not saying Jamaica will never move forward or some politicians don't have good intentions. However, they are not showing it. It is not on display like my channel. And I know good people do exist, but they are limited, as in limited edition. And that is that. Also making the rounds, yesterday afternoon about 3:45 p.m, we see that swift action by the police with aid from the Jamaica Eye, the Police Emergency Communication Center, led to the arrest of 4 robbers traveling in a Toyota Isis motor car off Compton Spring Road in St. Andrew. They were intercepted by the police and caught in possession with items deemed as stolen, such as several cellular phones, purses and bags, and most importantly, a firearm was also recovered. While the police is still conducting their investigations, so the necessary charges can be laid against them as soon as possible. And I should have stated earlier that taking on the task of fighting crime in our country is a community effort. So bygone the days when the stupid narrative would haunt the people that informer for DEAD, it is a way of defending criminality, so these subtractors can have their way as they so choose to do whatever, whenever. So the community will have to start working with the police and stop shielding these persons. Because a mother might be saying, he is my son, I traveled with him for 9 months, etc. So no matter what wrongs he commit or whatever troubles he got himself or find himself in, I'm always going to be there for him because he is my child. What will you do to save yourself when the offenders showed up at your house and your son is not around, or he fled the scene knowing they were coming, or upon arrival he made his escape? You, the mother, will have to pay for your son's actions, because these subtractors are going to take you out of this world. No matter how pathetic you are, you will have to go. You won't even have a chance to say goodbye to them, as close as they might be to you. Understand me? So it is best if most of you mothers encourage your sons not to be a part of any gang and avoid all violent activities to avoid an early funeral. And that is that. In addition, Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson said the police force is still actively trying to dismantle the Klansman gang, and scores of its members are expected to stand trial next January. And this landmark case, Anderson says, greatly stifles the rampant activities of the gang, which is based in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Last week, 2 of its members, Colonel C.J. Mackenzie and Dennis Steve Francis, were taken out of this world in a gun battle with the police. On November 17, 29-year-old hairdresser Shanique Thompson was arrested during an operation at her home and was subsequently charged with money laundering and possession of criminals' property. Thompson is believed to be a high-ranking member of the gang and spouse of the reputed leader, Tesha Miller. Major General Anthony Anderson further stated that with major leaders in custody, this has caused some conflict within the gang as people vie for leadership and other spoils. The gang is significantly degraded from where it was, and he is outlining the importance of cannibalizing their faction by reassuring the public that they are still active against them as they continue their operations, and most importantly or particularly their source of funding. He also added that he realizes that as they move forward with arrest and incarceration of gang leaders and members of gangs, the newbies, the new recruits, are fighting each other to get dominance of the gang, and this has led to a few takeouts, resulting from territorial infighting that left members of the gang pronounced. And that is always good. We welcome news items like those with open arms. He says the Terrorism and Organized Crime Anti-Gang Unit, which focuses on large gangs, will be ramping up its effort to ensure they crumble. For example, they will be increasing their targeted operations and covering spaces and routes that these violence producers use to navigate. And some of these activities may cause some inconvenience to the public, as vehicular checkpoints and people checkpoints may create some delay. So if you would normally be home by a certain time from work, that will no longer be the same for maybe a set period of time, etc. However, I don't think it will last for too long, so you don't need to worry, and it is for a worthy cause. And due to the upcoming festive season, the additional deployment of police personnel will start earlier than usual this year. So what they had was to do is to scale back their non-operational activities to provide additional resources, including manpower to high violence areas and centers of commerce. And this emphasis will continue through to January 2021. And the JDF, which is the Jamaica Defense Force, who are also their key partners, have called out their reserve and also have been deploying additional assets to combat all unlawful activities that has been a threat to each and every one of us so far. So as it pertains to illegal parties, I'm imploring all persons to avoid those venues, because the normal safety measures that should be monitoring these events is not there due to its irrelevancy. And that is that. Thank you for watching, and remember, if you're new to the channel, if it is your first time over here, please I'm asking you to subscribe. Plus, click the notification bell, and while doing so, select option all, so that way you'll be first in line to be notified about each and every activities on our channel. And also remember to give this video a like for YouTube algorithm. Blessings and beatitude. Look at it.
So you have been asking, how comes you haven't seen me on the road? Well, today we're here in the St. Catherine North Division, to be specific, Spanish Town, St. Catherine, doing a special traffic operation. The team is led by Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police Gary Mackenzie, and we have members of the National Police College of Jamaica, and also PISA, Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch. We're here to enforce the road code, the regulations of the road code, so that motorists and pedestrians abide. We wish for you a safe and a Merry Christmas.